All right, next we're going to be covering the evaluations and supplemental information in PharmCAS. So let's go ahead and begin on those two quadrants. So the supplemental information, you're going to want to have some dates in front of you for any kinds of achievements or experiences, volunteer experiences, part-time jobs, license numbers, certifications, expiration dates is going to be very helpful for you in completing this section. And the personal essay, we'll get to that in just a moment, but this is a section that you don't just want to put something down rather quickly. You want to spend quite a bit of time on this section. So first of all, with the evaluations, and I mentioned this previously, you will need to upload 2 individuals who can provide letters of evaluation on your behalf, and you can provide up to 4 individuals. So well ahead of completing the PharmCAS, you will want to talk with these individuals to ask if they can write you a strong evaluation, and let them know that if they agree to this, that they will be receiving an email from PharmCAS directly to their email where they will be able to upload this information. You will not get the letter of recommendation from them and upload it themselves. It will be done between that evaluator and PharmCAS. So whenever you go into this section, you can create your evaluation request where you will enter in the information on where they will be able to email the individual. And the due date is a suggested date of when you would like for this to be submitted. So again, give the individual plenty of information ahead of time. Perhaps a resume will be helpful as well. And then any personal notes that you want to include in this section. And this will go to them in the email link that they will receive. If you check back with them and they say that they haven't received an email from PharmCAS, you might want to suggest that they check their spam or junk email folder in case it went there. You can waive your right of access to this evaluation. The information will be presented to the evaluator. Some individuals require that you waive your right of evaluation and then indicate that you give permission to contact the reference via email. And then you also have information to provide for schools for contact reference as well. So then you will save the evaluation request, and then as soon as you save it, that email will actually be sent to them. So this is going to happen even before you submit your entire PharmCAS application. So know that it was requested, and you can always check on the status of that request on your check status page. So it will show you it's requested, accepted, and then whenever they receive an email, they'll be able to accept that request, and then they will be able to complete it. So let's go back to the supporting information again for the evaluations. Let's say that you've completed all of them, so this area is done. You can edit this right away up until the time that the individual has submitted an evaluation on your behalf. After they submit it, it's too late to change this. However, if it's taking a while for them to do it, or they opt to not submit an evaluation on your behalf, you can delete this if they have declined that or if they haven't gotten around to it. And then it's just important for you to let them know that thank you for agreeing to do this, but I need to submit it or have someone else who's going to be submitting evaluations on my behalf. So the experiences section, you can add experiences on here that are relevant, and you have a drop-down menu, pharmacy experience if you were a pharmacy technician, for example, or worked in a pharmacy, healthcare experience if you were a volunteer or worked in a pharmacy or another healthcare area, employment, any kind of job that you might have had, you can enter this information in, and then extracurricular activities. So you will enter then the name of the organization and their contact information. You can enter your supervisor's information. This is optional if you choose to do that. You will need to enter in your experience dates though, so be sure that you have those ahead of time. If you have not completed that experience yet, you're still working on it, you can click on no, and then you will enter in the end date. If you have completed it, you can click on, or if you're still doing this, you can click on yes if you're still in the process of engaging that. And you can select full-time, part-time, temporary, or per diem. And then your experience details, whatever title that you received, whether or not you were paid for this or you received academic credit, for example, an internship, or if you were a volunteer, how many hours that you worked each week, the total number of weeks, and then this will total up the total number of hours for you. It's a good idea to enter in the description or responsibilities of this organization too, and you can release authorization so that individuals can contact them. You're limited to 600 characters in this space as well. So let's delete that. You can choose not to add experiences, but I do recommend that this is a good idea to do. You can always go back in and add experiences later. So achievements, this is where you'll be able to add in any kinds of honors that you received, which could include Dean's List or things like that, or you were the recipient of an award, any publications that you have had published, or any scholarships that you have received. Again, these are the sections, the name of whatever achievement it was, the organization that presented it, and then the date that you received it, and then you can include a brief description of what that achievement entailed. So you can save that, and you can actually add different achievements as well. You can't delete them after you have submitted your application, but you can edit it all the way up until the time that you enter your submission. So I'll choose not to add any achievements. Licenses and certifications. Again, you can add a license here. Let's do a certification. I'm just going to give you an example of CPR training. And then this is from the Red Cross. And you can, if you have a certification number, you can enter in the number and you can enter in when it was issued to you. So if it was issued February 13th and it's going to be valid until the following February, you can include the expiration date. And if it's for a specific state, you can indicate that, and you can indicate description. Into this information as well. Again, 600 characters. So you can save and continue, and then you can add additional ones on this page as well. Again, if you want to edit, you can use this pencil and edit it, or you can delete those options. Now, the personal essay section, this one will require quite a bit of contemplation and preparation. Your personal essay, you are going to address why you selected pharmacy as a career, and how the Doctor of Pharmacy degree relates to your immediate and long-term professional goals. Make sure to read this information thoroughly. Perhaps do an outline of what you want to say. You will definitely want to seek input from other individuals as you're writing this. Again, definitely make sure not to plagiarize any portion of this. It's going to be your own thoughts and your own words. Do not personalize this for a particular pharmacy institution that you're applying to. It's going to be a rather general statement just regarding pharmacy. And we do encourage you to type this into a a text-only word processing system. So something like Notepad, and you can type it in Notepad if you choose to do that. And again, proofread, edit, use any writing services that might be available for you, and don't submit it immediately right after you write it. Give some thought and contemplation to this. So typing it, spell checking it, make sure it is as close to perfect as possible. You can copy them, and then you can paste it into this box. After it's pasted in, again, just make sure to review it, review the essay. You're limited to 4,500 characters, which is about 1 page. Now, again, this is going to go through Turnitin for admissions to ensure that no plagiarism took place. And again, make sure to review that final text and make sure that you have all of the corrections made. After you have done that, save it and continue it. So this section is done. So we can go to your dashboard. Again, so you see 3 sections are done. So the program materials is going to be specific to the schools that you have selected. So in this case, again, we've selected SIUE, School of Pharmacy. When you click on that, you'll see some information about the school. If you had selected other schools, you'll see specific information about that program as well. So on this page, you'll see an overview of that program. You'll see most likely helpful links regarding any pre-pharmacy courses that you need to take, the technical standards, and what's involved with the application process. So some schools might require the PCAT while others might not. This is going to give you specific information on what is required for that particular program. There is an early decision process that SIUE School of Pharmacy also has. Other programs might have something similar that would be listed specifically on this page. You'll also be able to see specific deadlines for that school, accreditation status, and where that program is located. So great information on the home site of each program that you've selected. You will also be able to see any prerequisites for schools that you applied to. And you can do a matching on this page. So this is where you may also want to have your transcript available to you again to see what classes that you've taken. And you can assign a course to match up with that particular class that is required. You can actually use the drop-down menu to select other requirements. So SIUE also requires English Composition 1. We can save that and move on to the next one. And so you'll be able to add which prerequisites will fulfill each of those requirements. So again, each of these will be selected, and you can do the course matching with their prerequisites yourself. There's contact information and any additional supplemental questions that the school may have for you. So in this case, they want an emergency contact information. So you would enter in that information here, and including a phone number. And then if you want to put the relationship or address, you're welcome to do that. And then they want to know where you found out information about SIUE School of Pharmacy. So you can click on information on any other places that you might have heard about SIUE School of Pharmacy, and then of course save your responses. Information complete. And then we'll go back to the home page, and you should have all of the program materials complete after you complete that information and answer the questions appropriately, complete the prerequisite matching. That's going to be completing your application. After you are done with your application, again, you're going to be able to check the status of it, what you still need to complete. In this case, I'm still working on the supplemental information for SIUE School of Pharmacy. After everything is complete, you will get the green light and show that everything is complete, but that's not the end. You're going to need to do an academic update at the end of each semester, having your transcripts sent in to complete and verify any remaining coursework that you have. But once you have all of this complete, you will be able to submit your application. Once you have completed all parts of your PharmCAS, and you'll be able to actually download the program application if you wish to do so, to save it for future reference, probably a good idea, and be able to submit it after everything is complete. So that wraps it up.